Ah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin, and welcome to yet another live stream. Interesting topic to talk about, and like always, I want to know how you guys are feeling about this. Big up to each and every one of you guys that has joined already. Smash up the like button as soon as you come through. Very, very important. The likes are very important. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Let's get to 37,000 subscribers, man. Let's get there, and then slowly we can progress towards 40,000. Nkunku and Felix. Nkunku and Joao Felix, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like Enzo Maresca, he's got to find a way to integrate these players, man. He really does. As much as, I'm fully backing Enzo Maresca, as much as I am in full belief of his style, his system, I understand what he's trying to do. I like the way he sets us up. But we have to find a solution now. I don't know whether Cole Palmer is going to be available for the Arsenal game. We will find out as the week goes on if he's really injured severely to the point he misses out on the Arsenal game. He's definitely not playing the Conference League one. He's not even in the squad for it. So that's fine. I know we have an issue with Nkunku and Joao Felix that they don't seem to work hard. And Enzo Maresca has made that quite clear. He's made that quite evident in the press conference that these two players, along with other players like Sancho and whoever else, he's said they have to work hard just the way Jackson and Madueke do. All of these players have to work hard. It's very important. It's vital. You've got to be technically good, but at the same time, you've got to work hard off the ball. But when you see these two players not even being utilized in the Premier League, Joao Felix hasn't been utilized in the Premier League for a little while now. And both Joao Felix and Nkunku were unused subs against Man United when you'd think we can call up on these players to score a goal for us when it was 1-1. I tweeted something late yesterday UK time, and few people were with me, few people were not with me. I think some probably misunderstood me. I said that if I'm the owner of Chelsea Football Club, and I want to know what you guys are thinking about this. By the way, big up to each and every one of you guys. Big up to Ryan, big up to Jellyhead, Ahmad, Rain, Marcus, James Atwood, Shay, AGD, Enzinho. Big up to everyone. Honestly, big up to each and every single one of you guys. If I'm the owner of Chelsea Football Club, I'm putting out a polite question to my directors, to my Martin B, big up to you, Trump 2024, yeah. I'm putting a polite question to my directors and also to the manager to say, guys, what's going on? Like, the club has spent so much money on Joao Felix and Nkunku, and these guys are not featuring. And surely they have not been bought for, Conference League competition. Surely Nkunku, who, mind you, Fabrizio Romano has been saying he's the savior. Nkunku is the savior, right? If I'm the owner, I'm a tad bit perplexed. I would love to hear the explanation from Enzo Maresca if this situation is deep or not. Like, do we need to get worried about Nkunku and Joao Felix that they completely don't fit the style? Or is it just a temporary situation? They're just adapting and slowly they'll be integrated in and there's nothing to worry about. But I do find it a bit strange that when the game is in the balance, we can't rely on these players to come on and, make a change for us. Now, a lot of people are like, look, they're not our. We don't need to think about them. We've got bigger issues. We've got Mudryk, who's a bit of an issue. We bought him for X amount of money. Enzo Fernandez is a far bigger issue. Look, they're all issues. They're all issues. But right now, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of you guys don't want to see Malo Gusto in those half spaces, right? For all you guys that have watched All You Can Eat Chelsea recently, the last, yesterday, the episode, we demonstrated, and also on this channel and That's Life podcast with Ryan, that a lot of you guys don't want to see Malo Gusto in those half spaces, right? This is what we saw during the weekend against Man United, Malo Gusto in those half spaces. And if it's not Malo Gusto, people are asking for Cucurella to invert. In all honesty, he's not going to invert when there's already top two pivot players there evident. He's probably going to play the half space position if Cucurella is on. So a lot of us have said we don't want to see these fullbacks played as a half space player. So if we come to a conclusion that we don't want to see these players as a half space player and we want to see Nkunku and Felix, well, as an owner, I would be a little bit perplexed. And it's not that the owners shouldn't meddle with what the manager's doing. They shouldn't have influence in what the manager. It's not about the influence, man. It's about there's been a lot of money being invested on both Nkunku, and I know a lot of people say, "No, we didn't invest that much money on Felix. It was a discount." But look, 42, 45, whatever the case is, still money nonetheless. He's on good wages. Yeah, he's not on 200K, but at least he's on some mid-range level wages with us, for sure. Joao Felix, I don't know what wages he's with us. I know he's taken a pay cut, but he's at least 120K per week, 130K per week, 140K per week, at least. And Nkunku must be on a good wage as well. And we're not even utilizing them. So it's either one, Enzo Maresca completely doesn't trust these players to the point that he's got no hope for them. Or two, he's still working on them. Or there's another option, three, these players are incapable of playing the way Maresca wants them to play. So which one is it? Because it's very important to know this. And I'm hoping Enzo Maresca is having these conversations with the directors. I'm hoping the directors are obviously keeping the owners in the loop as well. Because if these players don't work out, we have to find a solution. Because right now, it's sad to see when we are locked in a match 1-1 or 0-0, or we are behind in a match, it's sad to see that we can't rely on these players to come off the bench and change stuff for us. It is sad to see. And I feel like Enzo Maresca does need to, and I hope, because it's meant to be a collaboration, right? It's meant to be a collaboration between the manager, the sporting directors, the owners. I hope they're all in conversation. If a particular player or players not working out, I hope they're having conversations as to how to rectify this situation, either to sell the player or loan the player and get players that are going to work for Maresca, or let's integrate them. Let's put them in. Because instead of Malo Gusto in those half spaces or Cucurella in those half spaces, I think it would be better suited if you had a Joao Felix or an Nkunku. It will just, I think personally, it will help out Cole Palmer as well. Right now, opposition, they only see Cole Palmer as the true threat, and they want to nullify his game. Cole Palmer needs a partner, man. Cole Palmer himself needs another. Chelsea Football Club needs another threat. Yes, Jackson has been a threat, and defenders are understanding both Cole Palmer and Jackson needs to be, heavily marked. So we do need other players. Pedro Neto is slowly coming in, but none of our wingers, both Pedro Neto and Madueke, and I know it's early days for Pedro Neto, and he's doing really, really well, but we don't really have wingers that are just banging in goals week in, week out. And Madueke scores a hat-trick, then he goes missing for 5 games. He scores one, then he goes missing for 6 games. We need to integrate these players. And I feel like, as I said, if I'm the owner, I'd be a little bit concerned as to what's going on. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, in the live chat. How you guys feeling about this? Phoenix, bro, how come Poch highly regarded Nkunku as a star player and now he's struggling to make it to the starting 11 under Maresca? I don't know, man. Someone really commented in a bamboozle manner to me on my last video. Enzo Fernandez, when he was being played out of position under Poch, and I know I was upset. We were saying, "Oh, why is Poch utilizing Enzo Fernandez as a number 10 up front? He should be deeper, this, that, the other." And we were very upset about Poch. Now Maresca's doing the same thing as well, and we seem to be understanding a lot more. Look, I found that comment very, very interesting. The only thing I have to say about that is perhaps with Enzo Maresca, we just feel that the structure is far more recognizable. There is a structure of play. There is a philosophy, whereas with Poch, it just felt like it was all over the place. And I feel like this comment from Phoenix kind of, because Poch was so chaotic, because Poch was so basketball type of a manager, a manager that loved the back and forth, right? I don't know. Maybe he valued Nkunku in those instances. I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm not really sure how to answer this question. It is a strange one because, Nkunku was deemed to be the superstar, and all of a sudden, he can't make it to the Premier League team. He's part of the Conference League team, which is, it's strange. Look, I think in recent times when he has played in the Premier League, it can be seen that both Nkunku and Felix are not working in the same manner, similarly, the way Jackson works or the way Madueke works. That's clear to see. But for sure, the manager's having those conversations because he's saying that in the press conference, right? The manager's talking about all of this stuff in the press conference. So why aren't these players able to execute that? Why aren't these players able to press and work hard, win your duels, win the second balls the way Maresca wants them to play? I don't know. I find it quite baffling. Martin, big up to you, my man. Miz, a few days ago, you agreed with Maresca not bringing on Felix and Nkunku. What changed for you? Yes, I agreed. The fact that why he didn't bring them on is because I said that they don't work hard enough. I agreed with that, yes. But what I'm now saying is just because I've agreed that in those instances, don't bring them on, that doesn't mean that's it, finished. They're never part of it. Somehow we need a solution because against Man United, we saw that Malo Gusto generally becomes the free man. Do you know what I mean? And I know that's not the idea, but the opposition's focusing on Cole Palmer and allowing Malo Gusto to be the free guy. I don't want to see Malo Gusto in those positions. I rather see Malo Gusto out wide as a right back and play as a right back and we have proper half space players. So I feel like, yes, I agree, Maresca not bringing some of these players on so far because they don't work hard enough. But I would find it very strange if these guys are incapable of playing in the Premier League at all. Somehow we need to integrate them in. They're too much of good quality not to. Now, if they can't be integrated, as I said, if they can't execute exactly what Maresca wants, then we have a problem. Then we need to get rid of these players and give Maresca what he needs. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that these players are not at all good enough. Look, they have to perform better. Don't get me wrong. But Maresca needs solutions. And I feel like he needs to use these players. or find a way to use these players. Get them to play the way he wants them to play. Shubra, big up to you. When festive period comes, those Team B players have to play in the Premier League. They better start doing their jobs. Yeah, this is the thing. They better start doing their jobs. We don't want to just give you free minutes, like charity minutes. No. You got to earn it. My question is, why aren't you earning it? What is it? Are these players bad? Are these players actually bad, or Enzo Maresca just doesn't fancy these players? Which one is it? Which one is it? Let me know. Let me know. Sanchelini, Maresca already said that he sees Nkunku as a 9 and Felix as a 10. Okay. He already said in the press before United game that he's working with Felix to integrate Felix in the team with both Palmer and Felix. Yes, he did say all of this. Are we going to see this against Arsenal? Are we going to see this against Arsenal? And, okay, forget about Arsenal. Are we going to see it when we are behind or when it's level? When the scoreline's level or when we are behind, are we going to see some sort of change so that these players can come in? And not just these players coming in. Let me make it very clear. As I said, not petty minutes. I don't want to give them petty minutes. I want them to work hard and play the way Maresca wants them to play. And if they don't, I want them to leave then. Mr. Fendi, big up to you. Do you think Maresca lied about his CV the way Poch also lied about his CV? Still prefer Enzo Maresca, but it is clearly most of these players, Enzo, Madueke, Mudryk, aren't good enough. Look, I don't think he needs to lie about his CV. His CV is there to be seen. There's nothing to lie about his CV. Our directors, our owners have made a conscious decision. They've made a conscious. Oh man, why is this word so difficult to say? Conscious decision to select this manager. I'm pretty sure they would have done their homework. I see you saying it was a joke. Okay, fair enough. Sedan, big up to you. Actually, before I get to Sedan, I'll get this comment from Faisal. Faisal, big up to you as well. The players are not bad. It's just hard to get consistency when being dropped in and out of the team depending on the game. This is why the best teams have smaller squads, more rhythm for the team. Yeah, look, I remember when we had Maurizio Sarri. Sarri played with a very small squad. The issue with small squad is like when you have injuries, then you're done. Then you're decimated. So yeah, there is good and the bad. Like if you have small squad, then you're playing them probably too much. But I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Like the constant change between Conference League team and the Premier League team. I don't know if it's healthy in the long term. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Is the team, the A team and B team, being so different to each other? Premier League team, Conference League. I mean, is that healthy in the long run? Is that healthy in the long run? Let me know. I'm starting to think maybe it's not so healthy in the long run. Saddam, big up to you, Miz. I think it's good to see this situation, tactical aspect, that our teams need some changes. Now we will know, is Maresca a manager who changes his tactics and being adaptive, looking at the players? Yeah, look, not just looking at the players, but also when oppositions stifle your plan. Do you have the next plan? Do you have a plan B, basically? You know, when the opposition kind of starts neutralizing and nullifying your idea, your plan A, do you have a variation to plan A? Because if you don't have the variation, then look, the oppositions, they've clocked it. They're going to mark Cole Palmer heavily, and they're going to mark Jackson as well. And the rest, you know, the oppositions don't really rate. Maybe Pedro Neto soon, he'll be looked after as well. But the rest, the opposition don't rate so much in terms of attack. even Jackson, I think sometimes the opposition don't rate him as well. As long as you cut off Palmer, that kind of takes care of us. So we have to find a variation, right? Deals CFC, big up to you. I think our sporting directors need to analyze what we're missing in Maresca's system. We know we're missing a proper goalkeeper, missing a proper centre back, and a proper striker. That's very well commented, man. That's a good comment. Because once you have an elite level goalkeeper and an elite level defender, you can be a little bit more expansive in your play. You can take a little bit more risk in your play because you have those elite players to bail you out. And then if you have an elite level striker, you can play those cutthroat passes, and that striker will most likely put that ball away and score the goals for you. That definitely is a true. That's a very, very good comment. After spending so much money, I'm actually baffled that all this money spent, and Sanchez is still number one goalkeeper at Chelsea Football Club, and Jurgensen is his closest rival. You'd think with all that money spent, you'd have a damn good goalkeeper who's a great shot stopper and equally a great distributor with hand and feet. And you'd think that you'd have a defender that is a boss. It is quite strange with all that money spent. We don't have a top striker. Like, look, no disrespect to Jackson. Jackson's really good. I like him, but I wouldn't put him as a elite level striker, right? With all that money spent, we don't have an elite level goalkeeper. We don't have an elite level defender, and we don't have an elite level striker, which is quite strange. The real Kevin K. It's completely normal if most of our A team were to play twice a week more. In Champions League, the teams do not rotate players and play their best team in Europe and the league as well. You're right. Absolutely. I mean, if we were in Champions League, would we have a team A and team B? I don't know, man. It's I think you guys are right. I'm starting to think this whole team A and team B is not good for the future, man. It doesn't really foster healthy competition. I wouldn't mind seeing some of the A team players play in the Conference League sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like right now, you've got Madueke who's playing in the A team. Now, Madueke playing the Conference League for a change. Do you know what I mean? Wesley Fofana playing I don't think Wesley Fofana's even in the squad. That's the issue. Some of these players are not even in the squad. Jackson sometimes play in the Conference League and let Nkunku play in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Like, change it up a little bit. Ruda, big up to you, my man. Sanchez gets a start because he may be marginally better on the ball than Jurgensen. Yeah. Yep. That's probably why, because Maresca seems to rate his ball playing ability, which maybe he doesn't fully rate Jurgensen's one at the moment. Jurgensen's not that bad, but obviously we need to see a lot more. Shubra, I want to see Neto Sancho in the Premier League. Yeah, me too. Look, and this is the other thing with Sancho. Neto for me is the only one that is of the standard that we need at Chelsea and of the standard that Maresca wants. All these other wingers, besides Madueke works hard as well. I need Sancho to work hard. I need Mudryk to work hard. I need Joao Felix and Nkunku. I know those are not out-and-out wingers, but I need those creative players to work hard off the ball, press the way Maresca wants them to press, cut off the passing lanes, win your duels, win the second balls. Like, I need these players. Don't be just standing there demanding the ball. Like, work hard for it the way Neto works hard for it. Test Merchant, big up to you, my man. Because the reason is because Nkunku and Felix do not press, and we don't even have a traditional CDM holder. So we're cut apart on transition like against Newcastle. I get that. No. So look, don't think that I don't understand why they're not playing. I understand it. What I'm trying to say is, how can we get them to play? How can we get them to not be lazy? How can we get them to press? How can we get them to, work hard off the ball? That's the topic and question that I'm having in my mind, that Maresca, you got to find a way to get these guys, because if they're just going to want to be lazy, if Nkunku and Felix, they just don't, they don't have it in them, then we're in trouble, because Joao Felix has a long-term contract with Chelsea. Mudryk has a long-term contract with Chelsea. Sancho will be made a full-time player next season for Chelsea. He's on loan, but there's an obligation to buy. So we have to find a way to get these players to play the way we want them to play. If not, we have to get rid of them. Because what's the point of having these players in the bench if we can't rely on them to do something for us? Daylight, remember, Maresca is a rookie manager. We are going to be overtaken by clubs with more elite or experienced managers like Flick, Slot, Emery, etc. Not to say we sack him, but he has to up his game. Licha, what do you guys think about this comment? Do you agree? Maybe the inexperience, it might be a bit difficult to look. So far, I have to say, Enzo Maresca has done a very good job. We're fourth still. I know the fourth, same points with two other teams or three other teams. But, is he going to be able to cope? It's been 10 games. Is he going to be able to cope at the highest level? Sancholini says, Slot is experienced coach. Yes, he is. I'm pretty sure he's managed at Feyenoord for quite a few seasons, if I'm right. At least that's something. Dutch League is something. He's done well there. Maresca's really had 1 year at Leicester in the Championship. Maresca's not managed at the highest level. But I like Maresca. He's good. The thing is, there might be some value to this comment. Might be some value. But I'm hoping Maresca can overcome these issues. Alex, big up to you. We're top 4 at the moment instead of 13 like others. Yeah, of course. Not saying that we're not looking good, but we do have Arsenal next up, and God knows what happens with the result there. And you could very soon see yourself not 4th anymore, but somewhere like 7th, 8th. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of teams bunched up in that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th position, and one drop of points and it could all turn around bad. Maresca has won a Manager of the Month award. We have one of the best attacks in the league. All he has to do is fix the defense. That's all. Yeah, look, the defense is an issue. The defense is definitely an issue, but I don't think it's all just the defense. I think sometimes in attack as well, especially when Palmer is nullified, we don't have the next person to take over. So that is something that Maresca needs to work on. Valan, big up to you, my man. It's been a while, brother. Hope you're doing well. Big up, Miz. Like I said, I'm giving Maresca 2 years, but if he doesn't deliver the Conference League trophy, that's strike one for me. Okay, fair enough. So what you're saying is, look, he can't go wrong for the time being, except obviously if he doesn't get Conference League. But you're giving him 2 years. Let me know what is your expectation in the 2 years? Surely the expectation isn't like no achievement. Let me know your expectation, Valan. Jovan, big up to you, Miz. I've commented before about Enzo Fernandez. If we sell Enzo for Inter, get Barella or Bastoni, and if Barca, their midfield are ballers, just think about it. Thoughts, because we need a bit more creativity. Yeah, look, maybe. Yeah. By the way, Gavon is spamming. Yeah, Gavon, can you look once you comment, that's enough. You don't need to keep spamming, brother. Don't spam. We don't try and promote spamming here. Okay, so yeah, look, I'm sure our directors will find a fancy way to do these sort of deals. Like, I'm sure they'll find, loan slash swap. All of these things are possibilities. Barella, Bastoni, these are good players. Obviously, Barca have some fine midfielders. But yeah, the future of Enzo Fernandez is definitely up in the air. Al Hassan, some of you Chelsea fan YouTubers are so awful, just talking shit about any manager in Chelsea. Talking is so easy. Give the man break and time. I don't know. Have I annoyed anyone? Like, anything that I said, was it out of line? Because Al Hassan has come out of nowhere and he's just throwing punches. He's just throwing punches everywhere. He's throwing punches. He's throwing kicks. Am I talking negative stuff here? Like, I'm not really sure. I thought I'm just having a conversation, and I can see most of you guys are having a really, really good interactive conversation in the live chat as well, off the back of this topic. But Al Hassan thinks I'm talking shit about the manager. Al Hassan thinks I'm talking shit about the manager. From where I'm sitting, I feel like we're having a very good discussion. The live chat's having a very good discussion. But Al Hassan's not having it at all. Al Hassan's like, do you know what? I'm fed up. I'm fed up. Al Hassan, let me know. Let me know, what would you like me to talk about? I'll dedicate a whole show for you. You let me know. You let me know in the comment section what you want me to talk about, and I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that, bro. I will talk about that. I'm sorry I've irked you. Juke, big up to you, Miz. If we see Gusto again in the half space and Reese left back again on Sunday and lose, don't you think fans will be angry with Maresca? I think so. I think so. Look, I understand. I understand the philosophy, what Maresca is doing. I even get the fact that, okay, he's too hesitant to use Felix and Nkunku in those half spaces because they might not work hard enough. But that doesn't mean that it's acceptable to keep using Gusto in those half spaces. Look, I can live with Reece James left back. I don't think that makes... Maybe that makes slight difference. I don't know. As a left back, is he always aware? Sometimes Reece James doesn't seem to be aware on the right side as well. But look, I have enjoyed Reece James coming back. I know he's still making errors here and there. I get that. But overall, I think once this guy gets it right, it's going to be beautiful for us. But yeah, like, I don't want to see Gusto and Cucurella in those half spaces. Maresca has to get Nkunku and Felix to play the way he wants them to play. He has to get them to, and if he doesn't, then it's long. Then it's long for us, and we have to try and find a solution in getting rid of these players. Sancellini, so far Maresca did good for us, by the way. Just because of inexperience, we lose games against Pool and City. Let's be fair, Maresca just came in 4 months into second game. He knows his starter Poch took it to 30 to fine. Yeah. No one's saying Maresca out, brother. No one's saying Maresca out here. What we're saying is, we didn't win against City. We didn't win against Liverpool. We didn't win against Man United. And we've got Arsenal coming up. Yes, we're fourth. It's looking okay. Players are trying harder. Players are looking better. But what I'm saying is, there are flaws in our game. Like, there are distinct flaws in our game. We have Arsenal next. Are we okay to have Gusto as half space player against Arsenal, Sanchellini? Will you be fine to see Malo Gusto in the half space or even Cucurella in the half space? And don't tell me Cucurella is inverting because we already have Caicedo and Romeo Lavia there. Potentially, unless Romeo Lavia doesn't start against Arsenal, then fine. You can get you can have Cucurella as an inverted. But let me know. This is the discussion. Like, are you okay with some of these players and where they're playing and whatnot? Are you okay with all of that? Fallon, big up to you, my man. Thank you for becoming a member for another 10 months. Which ref will cost us against Arsenal? Oliver on pitch or Tierney VAR? Money is we will get an offside goal or a red card. Yeah, look. These refs, I don't know, man. I mean, Arsenal have been hard done by as well this season. There have been times where I've seen they've been hard done by too. But generally, when it's Arsenal, Chelsea in recent times, like Arsenal have been getting the better of referee decisions, I believe. So I just look, I hope and pray for a clean game. That's all I can say. Sedan, big up to you again. Miz, with this A and B team player situation, the performance of B team can never be that level if they keep playing Conference League. Some rotation is required. A team players cannot take their spot for granted. You're right. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I think long term, this A and B thing, no, we need to get B team to work as hard as the A team. Yes. Yeah. You still want Osimhen, Miz? I told you he's trash. Look, Osimhen's still a really good player. You may think he's trash. I've always wanted Gyökeres. I've always said Gyökeres is the number one choice for me. He would fit in for Maresca perfectly, but I can't just demand a player when we're not even linked with him. I mean, we've been lightly linked with him, but we've not had any Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano bombers linking Gyökeres with us. Osimhen was the one that was heavily linked with us, and I still rated Osimhen as well. So, you know, that's why I was all for it, because I felt like Osimhen is still an elite level striker. Al Hassan, thank you once again for commenting. I really appreciate your comments, because you're throwing punches. You're throwing punches. I appreciate. We fans, especially some of our YouTubers, just want Maresca to bring Chelsea up like the level Manchester City is, without looking at the damage this club been through past years. Maresca is doing. Does anyone understand what this guy just said? Or am I just hallucinating here? What has my brother Al Hassan just typed out? No comprehension, no commas, no like structure of the sentence. I'm not sure what this brother has just typed out, but he typed out a lot of stuff. He got his keyboard and he typed out everything possible that came through his head, and he just typed it out. And I got no understanding of what he means here. I really don't. Let me know if you guys actually understand what he means by this comment. I'm baffled. Valan, big up to you again. Thank you so much for the super chat. Pay attention to Arsenal set piece, and they will do their nonsense. And I see them getting into Sanchez's head and conceding. He's Kepa Dama cousin. Valan, let me know your the 2 years. Like, what are you expecting the 2 years? I'm very keen to know what you, because you said that you'll give him 2 years, but what are you expecting in the 2 years? I would love to know about that. Miss, what if Arsenal score 3 set piece goals against us, because it can happen? Do you know what? They're probably good enough to score 3 goals in set pieces, because that's probably one of their strongest suit and our weakest suit. I just hope that we get something out of that game, man. If we can get a draw, I'll take the draw. If we can get a win, wow, that would be sensational. That would put Arsenal in the mud so heavily, it's not even funny. If we get the win against Arsenal, honestly, I think that kills Arsenal title hopes completely. That'll devastate them. They'll go down to like 9th or 8th or whatever. So that should be so much motivation for us. Ashraf, big up to you. Big up. It is always a pleasure to watch your live streams and talking Chelsea tactics, because there are some idiots who just type without thinking, knowing Maresca football, and blame him just like that. Yeah, look, people don't think these days. You saw, look how mad some people in the live chat are, like, without even thinking, they're just typing, and they're typing a lot of nonsense. Valan, first G, Conference League, second E, top 3, and a cup, either FA, Carabao, or... So first G, Conference League, no problems, but you don't care where we finish, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, doesn't matter? So win the Conference League, that will qualify us for Europa League. And then second season, you're saying top 3. So next season. But where would you like to finish? Top 6. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Top 6. Cool. Yeah, look, I'm with you. I said minimum expectation is top 6. So I'm with you. I'm with you on that. And then we can build from that. Yeah. Ruda, my biggest problem, which I also raised in my videos, what the hell has this Brentford set piece guy done? We are trash at defending and scoring. All Newcastle corners were straight at Nick Pope. What the F? Yeah, look. Yeah, I agree. What's our set piece guy doing? Only God knows. Only God knows. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining. Smash up the like button. Would love to see each and every one of you guys smash the like button and subscribe. And I shall see you guys for the latest Chelsea news at the end of tonight after the Champions League game, wrapping up all the latest news for Chelsea. And I'll see you then. Liz, I admire your dedication to the streams, considering the time difference. Appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. See ya. Goodbye.